Hello internet people. So I recently swapped out my battery on my Renault Scenic, and generally I didn't think about making any kind of video about this since it's super easy, but midway through the change I noticed one thing, that my battery clip is too big for the new battery lead. So I needed to do something on the fly, and I put this kind of metal pin to wedge it in so it would be staying in place. But this one is not the best solution, as you can imagine. For the time being it was good, but since it is a little bit warmer right now, I decided to do something about this problem. And here comes those universal clips, which cost me $1. So first things first, I need to disconnect my battery. So this is fairly simple step. I'm not going to show you how I disconnect this lead and this lead. This lead mainly I'm disconnecting so I would not accidentally touch anything metal parts with this lead, and not to shorten the battery out. So wait for the next step. I disassembled leads here, which was connected to this part, and it basically just joins all the wires together, this bottom piece, and I drilled some holes. Here the connection is good. Also it's connecting through the back, so I'm going to put washer here so it would have a lot more contact surface, although it already has more contact surface as this place had, since you can see it's very thin plate, so it didn't have much contact from the battery itself. So here is going to have a lot more brass washer on top, and then this contact lead, put this washer on top, which is pressure washer. It's not going to let the bolt to loosen. So next step, assemble everything together. So this is not the prettiest job, or not the prettiest result I might add, but it's fully assembled right now with lots of good connections and thicker connections I might add, so current can flow more easily. So what's left to do right now is to put the bolt inside and connect it to the battery. But before that, since I have disconnected battery, I might as well change 3 spark plugs, because I changed this one. Now I need to change those 3. Next step is to push this tab and disconnect the ignition coil. It's easy as this. Put this aside. And now what you need to do is to take 10mm socket and take this bolt off to take off the ignition coil taken out. So what you need to do is to use 16mm socket for the spark plug. It should be prolonged one, and mine has rubber inside. Keep it inside, and I'm using extension as well. Could have enough distance so it would not be banging on the covers here. And another extension that I have is this one. It's too long, it sticks out too much, so we're gonna use this one. And here you can see it's the shorter extension. It's half this size, and it's too short, so I was always using this pivoting extension as well right there. So I need to take out my spark plug. Here's my spark plug, which is in a little bit better condition than the first one I took out. Let's take the brand new one and put it in place. This is my actual setup, how I get in and get out of these tight places, since there's not much space around here. So I'm using 16mm socket for spark plugs, and right now I took out the rubber part which goes inside. 16mm socket for spark plugs, 1/2" extension, and 1/2" pivoting extension or adapter, whatever. So After I switch this spark plug, the only thing left to do is to reinstall this ignition coil. So ignition coil is in place, and you do not need to worry about how to place it, since the bolt positions it how it's supposed to be. And what's left to do is to connect connector. One done, two left. So I probably will skip this part and just go to the end. So everything's changed, everything is connected perfectly, I guess. And to show you, before I had the sluggish sound when I am accelerating. I need to fix this one. This is not a car, this is a project. Now it works a lot more smoothly. Before you could hear in the pistons some kind of sluggish sound like unburned fuel. Now it works perfectly. So changing the spark plugs is probably one of the most easiest jobs you can do on your car. It's very easy to do. You don't need a lot of tools. Then the battery clip thingy, that was just a fluke. If you buy battery according to your specs, always check that battery lead from this battery itself is the same sizes as your clips, and then you will avoid this problem. But since we have good weather right now, no frost or snow, so this was a good opportunity for me to fix those problems. But nonetheless, as you could see, there is quite few of the projects I can do to this car, and it's a very good base for me to learn about cars. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.